Today I want to talk about some of the brand new updates for the gameplay features that we're going to see in 2K24, and some of these things are brand new exclusives, so here we go. The first one is going to deal with ladder matches. I was able to speak with the developers and get an update on ladder matches and doing title matches during a ladder match, because we can do Money in the Bank, we can have a title match going on, but what about double titles? I got confirmation that yes, this year you will be able to do a 1 versus 1 double title match in a ladder match. And when you climb for the belt, it's very much like the screenshot we saw of WrestleMania with Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, and they have 2 belts hanging above the ring. We will be able to do that and be able to pull down 2 title belts off a ladder. But I got more information and more confirmation that this does apply to tag team matches, and it applies to multi-man ladder matches. 2-on-2 tag team title ladder matches, multi-person ladder matches for 2 belts. You can do all of it now. This is again speaking to just quality of life improvements that the game is offering this year. This stuff has me very excited. It's small details, but being able to pull off a multi-man ladder match that's going to be for the WWE title and the United States title, I love that kind of stuff. The other piece with gameplay that has come up, and this image did circulate online, is going to do with AI and how your tag team partners react. So they have all new commands that are going to be included this year when it comes to tag team matches. Thank God, because tag team matches, I always find, are a little bit on the boring side, repetitive, and also pretty difficult sometimes to get the pinfall. It breaks up all the time, especially multi-man tag matches. Well, we got brand new commands that are added in this year. So if you take a look at this screenshot for AI partner tag team commands, illegal AI tag team partners can receive special commands from their legal partner. So pressing LB and up on the D-pad, you'll remove a turnbuckle pad, or left on the D-pad, you're going to retrieve and set up a table if a table is available, or left bumper and down, retrieve a weapon and slide it into the ring, or press left bumper and right on the D-pad and you'll attack the opposing team's illegal partner. These are awesome features and details added in for tag team matches. Will this work for multi-man, like 3-on-3, 4v4, Survivor Series style? That's gonna be my question. I have to assume, because I didn't get to play multi-man tag team matches, I have to assume that this will now work. But I really like this. The elements of distracting the referee with the turnbuckle being removed, sliding in weapons, tables, and to be able to select your tag team partner and have them actually attack the opposing team. That way we could maybe get a pinfall. It's going to add more variety. It's going to make me want to play more tag team matches in the game. The other one I wanted to share with all of you, because there is a little bit of confusion when it comes to ring announcers. Now, we do have confirmation that all 3 ring announcers will be in this year's game. We're going to have Alicia Taylor, Samantha Irvin, and Mike Rome all included in the game, which is phenomenal because we've never had 3 ring announcers in a WWE game. It's going to make it feel so special. You do get all of the special entrance audio that they deliver, especially Samantha, or she will say Chelsea's entrance properly. Like we have this clip right here. Chelsea Green! But the thing people need to know about is, can you assign them to different brands? Can you mess around with it at all? The answer is no. So Alicia is going to be dedicated to all NXT matches. So if you are playing an NXT match or an NXT PLE, you're going to have Alicia doing the ring announcing. Samantha is assigned to Raw, and Mike Rome is assigned to SmackDown. And you cannot alternate any of them. Mike Rome cannot do an NXT match and do the ring announcing there. When it comes to PLEs though, Alicia is still dedicated to all the NXT PLEs, but for main roster, it's a bit of a switch up. So Mike Rome has done WrestleMania 39 ring announcing. He's been there for the Royal Rumble. Samantha was the ring announcer for my gameplay session during Money in the Bank in that arena. So based on the different arenas you select, you're going to get a different ring announcer, but you cannot assign them to a specific show or change it up as you want. Another big question mark, this has been going on in the news all week long, and it has to do with Brock Lesnar. And the question mark of, is Brock Lesnar going to be in the game, playable, not playable? It's been reported that he is not available in Showcase, that he's not going to be playable in the game, that he's been removed by all accounts. We don't know until we officially get hands-on with the game and we all play through it for the final version. We simply don't know at this point. However, if you go and you look at all of the gameplay footage that's been coming out, specifically with the roster reveal, you can see a full list of different roster members in there that would kind of hint to us that he might be in the Showcase. because you can see that we have Roman Reigns 2015. This is Roman Reigns for WrestleMania 31 when he went up against Brock Lesnar and when Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank. A huge moment. I love that cash in. That was like top tier cash in. I absolutely loved it. And it does mean that we're going to get this version of Roman Reigns in the game, which is super cool. We're going to get Big Dog Roman with the other entrance. So I'm excited that they are going to put this in the game, but they face Brock Lesnar. So we don't know if that match is going to be in there or it's just going to be playable in Showcase and you take down Brock and you don't unlock him. I don't know. Likewise, for the different versions of The Undertaker, the roster list has been showing up online, and you can see from this video here that there is multiple versions of The Undertaker in this game, from regular standard Undertaker to 2003, 09, 14, and 1998, which I love that they're giving you all those different versions. The one to look out for, though, is 2014, which would be WrestleMania 30, where Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker and defeated the Streak. So it is possible that those are going to be the final Showcase matches, but once again, we can't confirm until we actually get hands-on final version of the game and play our way through it to see if it unlocks or not. But regardless of Brock, I'm excited that we're getting that version of Roman, that we're going to get these versions of The Undertaker in the game. It's going to round out like my Ruthless Aggression era and my Attitude era quite nicely. Now, for other things that you guys kind of need to know regarding the game, it has to do with the roster once again. We saw in lots of footage and the roster reveals that the Cody Rhodes Mattel action figure version of Cody, that's the pre-order bonus, where he's all bruised up from Hell in a Cell, that version is playable in the game. So you can see with the video here where we have Elite Cody Rhodes being the action figure, he's marked down as DLC, which would make sense because he's part of the pre-order bonus, but because it was listed as like a My Faction exclusive, it gives me hope that we're gonna see some unlocking ability when it comes to My Faction this year, which is pretty awesome. We don't know the details of My Faction just yet, but if this is an indicator, it's got me pretty hopeful. And the other piece of news that I was able to find out from the developers is a question mark that a lot of people had for this year's game. It has to do with the Elimination Chamber. We actually just had the Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia, and I thought it was a pretty good show overall. A little predictable, but I still had fun watching it. Really early, but not for other people in the other parts of the world. They have to stay up super late for Raw and SmackDown. It's insane. But with the Elimination Chamber match type in the game, we have the latest version of the chamber. What I have always noticed is that if you go to set up a chamber and you go into the options menu, there's always kind of, it looks like there's the ability to change which chamber you're going to select, much like we get different options for selecting different cage matches and Hell in a Cell. I reached out to the developers to see if we were going to get a retro Elimination Chamber this year. They said no, unfortunately, we won't be able to do that. The feedback I got was that the design of the structure, the old one versus the new one, are fairly different, and that because they're fairly far apart from one another, trying to toggle and switch between them would be a lot of heavy lifting required to make this work. And so they said it's not impossible, but it's just not something that they can support this year, but maybe down the road. I think this is a little disappointing because it always seemed like it was right there, like you could toggle it and it just was hidden or something, but I guess it's just not possible. I would have loved to have a retro Elimination Chamber option, being able to select the old ones, but I understand only having to put in the new ones because that's what WWE uses. The other piece to talk about is what I noticed having time with the game, and it has to do with the Royal Rumble match. There are some improvements, updates, and they've brought back some features from old games. They're finally going to be in this year, and I'm very excited because it means they heard the feedback, and that has to do with title matches. So like we talked about with the ladder match now having titles available where you can do double title match, we can do title matches once again in the Royal Rumble match. Whether it's going to be a 10, 20, or 30-man Rumble that you set up with the custom rules inside, you can toggle it so that you can do it for the belt. You can also do double title match within the Royal Rumble. So I played this myself, and I was able to have Cody Rhodes as my WWE champion come out, and he lost during the Royal Rumble match, and Braun Strowman picked up the belt by winning the Rumble. I love this because it allows us to do those 10-men battle royals if we want to, and make it for the belt, or a traditional Royal Rumble, put the WWE title on the line, make my champion come in at number 1 or number 30 and defend that belt. Once again, quality of life, those improvements that I love to see. The other things that I noticed playing the Rumble match itself for gameplay, audio design is updated, I think. Based on my time with it, I noticed that if I was throwing a superstar or attempting to throw somebody out of the ring, I was noticing more crowd noises, which I then confirmed with the devs that yes, this is the case. They have improved it and they've tweaked it. So if you're on the cusp of getting someone eliminated, you are going to hear the crowd getting more engaged with that suspenseful oh moment that they have where they might get out of the ring. you're going to be able to hear that. The other thing that I noticed with all matches, and it was very noticeable in the Rumble, but it's going to be with flash photography. So all of the cameras that are going off with the flashes, there's a lot more of that this year. So you are going to see when there's giant moments, big moves, big eliminations in a Royal Rumble, you're going to notice that the crowd is taking lots of pictures and the flashes are going off. That stuff really speaks to me for the details. I like all the nitty-gritty details in the game. I'm looking for those improvements because it keeps it immersive for that simulation style experience. And another update that we have seen, this comes over from Smack Talks, who is posting different double title entrances. Since we can do double title matches in almost everything, we can now have different motions instead of the standard ones they gave us last year. It was a real bummer and a letdown that they finally brought back double title entrances and it was very generic. The generic ones are still in there, but they have the new ones like Seth Rollins with 2 belts around his neck. We have this one of Logan Paul with the 2 mid-card titles around his biceps. So I'm glad to see that more double title motions are added into this year. And the other match types like special guest referee and gauntlet match, I feel are huge wins from the gameplay side, and those match types are a lot of fun. So if you want to know more about those, all of the news about it, the deep dives, the nitty gritty, click on one of these videos because we're talking about each of those match types in 2K24. Have a great day. See ya.